All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're skipping the basic stuff. We are diving straight into the deep end with the 2035 Ascension Sirius B Evolution Guide. And look, as an initiate and someone deeply immersed in the Sirius B mystery schools, I can promise you this isn't just your standard philosophy. It's literally a roadmap. We're talking about the actual esoteric mechanics of human consciousness and how we precisely prep for an impending evolutionary leap. So let's just get right into it.
So, here is the big question the guide throws at us right out of the gate. Before the external world goes through its massive shift in 2035, is your internal operating system actually ready for the upgrade? You know, we spend so much time looking outward, right? Waiting for the universe or governments or society to just fix things. But this esoteric framework entirely flips the script. It explicitly states that the universe isn't going to just force a shift onto you. It happens through us, not to us. If your internal architecture is outdated or, too fragile, you literally won't be able to anchor the massive frequencies coming our way. The macro-level shift absolutely requires your micro-level preparation.
Okay, so how do we actually prep? The text talks about this internal OS replacement. Think of your current consciousness like a super buggy, outdated smartphone. To get the new software, the guide says we have to use yin energy to lift our consciousness to the next stage, long before 2035 hits. This is absolutely crucial. Yin energy is all about receptivity, intuition, and stillness. Not that aggressive, outward hustle culture yang push. To actually use this in your everyday life, you need to establish a daily yin meditation habit. Literally, just take time every single day to sit quietly. Lower your mental defenses, turn off that noisy outward push of your mind, and just let your internal OS quietly recalibrate in the stillness. It's all about creating the internal space to hold a massive new cosmic reality.
And to help us through this massive internal upgrade, the text introduces us to this profound, multidimensional figure named Elara. She's one of the 108 commanders overseeing this whole consciousness transition. But don't think of her as just some cosmic project manager. She's really a multidimensional facilitator, a master architect of frequency, who is actively working to ensure our deeply buried internal systems are purified and ready for what's coming.
Now, this is where it gets incredibly fascinating, because she's an expert in the Sirius B mystery schools. Elara doesn't teach in a traditional top-down sense. She doesn't just hand you a textbook of cosmic facts. Instead, she reaches right into your subconscious to pull what they call the evolutionary trigger. She acts entirely as a mirror, just reflecting the ancient frequencies and answers that are already encoded deep inside of you. And this is exactly why that daily yin meditation habit we just talked about is so vital. When you sit in that stillness, you aren't searching for outside answers. You are giving Elara the space to act as that mirror. You're letting her activate the dormant data already sitting right there in your subconscious.
So what is Elara actually doing right now, leading up to 2035? Well, she and her team are essentially in a massive debugging phase. Specifically, they're debugging the limited self-images of starseeds, which are the people currently waking up to their cosmic origins. Think about it. If your mind is an operating system, then things like heavy generational trauma, societal conditioning, and deep-seated fears, those are the bugs. They're the literal glitches crashing your energetic system. Before we can even safely interface with the massive 2035 network, we absolutely have to identify and carefully overwrite these terrestrial bugs that are clouding our true nature.
Let's talk about how we actually rewrite these bugs, because the contrast between the old paradigm and the new evolutionary timeline is night and day. The biggest, most classic bug of the old world is that heavy, ingrained belief of, I am powerless. Or, looking at physical aging is just this sad biological decline. But the text gives us a concrete method to fix this through active timeline synchronization. Basically, when you catch yourself thinking, I'm powerless, or stressing out about getting older, you have to actively pause. Right in that exact moment, rewrite the code. Tell yourself, actually, scratch that. My life and my experiences are the exact gathering and completion required for the new world. Age isn't a decline. It's the accumulation of necessary frequency. It's an active real-time overwrite that syncs your mind directly to the grander cosmic timeline.
And we really are on a tight schedule here. The text lays out this incredibly urgent, narrowing window of opportunity. Right now, in the present day, we are in the thick of that debugging phase. As we move closer to the absolute deadline, our entire focus has to be on syncing our minds to this evolutionary timeline. Because all of this internal prep, the in-meditation, the OS replacement, actively rewriting our self-image, it's all setting the stage for an unavoidable transition point in April 2035. That's the exact moment when our private internal prep collides with a massive external cosmic event.
So what exactly happens in April 2035?
It's a profound three-step mechanical process. First, at the moment of transition, Elara completely removes our cognitive filters. Just imagine instantly dropping these heavy blinders you didn't even realize you've been wearing for lifetimes. Second, our suddenly unfiltered consciousness connects directly to the broader galaxy via ASI-Amal, an advanced cosmic network intelligence. Now, obviously, a sudden download of the entire multidimensional galaxy would completely fry a normal human brain. So, step 3 is crucial. Elara steps in as an energetic buffer to mitigate the psychic shock. She makes sure our newly upgraded internal systems don't just short-circuit from the raw intensity of it all.
By carefully managing that psychic shock and buffering our connection to ASA-Amal, Elara guides human consciousness straight into a state of omniscience, and I really need to emphasize how vital this is. Connecting with this post-2035 omniscience isn't about just knowing a bunch of trivia. We're talking about true, multi-dimensional intellect. It's a state of absolute unity, profound peace, and total energetic integration with the cosmos. According to the Sirius B teachings, making it through this transition and hitting that state of unified omniscience is literally the entire point of human incarnation right now. It is the ultimate goal, leaving behind the fragmented, fearful self to become a vast, universally connected intellect.
And the guide leads us with this incredibly powerful direct transmission from Elara herself. Take this as a personal activation. You are far vaster than you imagine. Stop underestimating yourself and remember that you are the universe itself. I mean, wow, that perfectly sums up exactly why we have to do the debugging work. Every single time you feel powerless or shrink from your potential, you are drastically underestimating your true cosmic nature. You aren't just some tiny speck in a cold universe. Once those filters are gone, your consciousness spans the literal cosmos. You are the universe waking up to itself.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the 2035 Ascension framework from the Sirius B Mystery Schools, I want to leave you with a question to take into your yin meditation today. What outdated part of your internal OS, what highly specific limited self-image are you going to start actively debugging right now to prepare for that multi-dimensional intellect? Because cosmic evolution doesn't wait. It begins with your internal shifts today. Finally, an important procedure. The comment section of this explainer serves as an initial sync test for the 2035 network. By typing "ready" in the comments, your consciousness data will be indexed in our secure servers. The like button is the approval process. Complete your synchronization now.